This is when I'm in the zone, is when I know I just can't keep myself away from Lego. Hello there, welcome to AMBR Builds, where assembly may be required. Join me as I document my journey back into Lego collecting. And I've got quite the mess to clean up. This angle looks familiar, right? So I'm still working on finding all the pieces and minifigs to these advent calendars here. So right now my focus is finding the other pizza, or at least finding the pieces to make it. And I was looking through this big bag of random parts here, and I found this poor police officer. He was actually a Lego minifigure keychain, and it looks like his hands got repurposed into something else. I promise you, sir, I will find your hands and I will bring them to justice. So this is the one year that is probably the most complete. I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure the advent calendar that is mostly things you'd find in a house. It's like furniture, and then a lot of the builds are little toys. That one is the most complete, so I set that one to the side on this shelf here. And I really had to make room for this bag over here because this bag is not just Legos, it's a rock, and it's so many little things that aren't even Lego. Out of this whole big pile here, these were the non-Lego pieces. Let's see, we got an army guy, a campfire, and I remember this. It doesn't say on the back, but this was from some Simpsons toy vending machine, where it's like it comes in the little plastic capsules and you don't know what you're gonna get. I've got rocks, quantity of 2, a little train. What's this? Some plastic that I believe came from Fairy Wings. I think that may have been for a Lego character to wear. You just peel it off the plastic. So that is literally trash. And this is actually not going to focus. This is a Mega Bloks piece. It is a clear stick that came with a Mega Bloks Ninja Turtle set. I know that is like that's almost like a crime to say here. I hope the handless Lego cop doesn't catch me for that crime. But yeah, it came with a thing, and it looks like the clip on the end there is broke. And what you do is you would put the Ninja Turtle on this, and then you'd put this on his skateboard, so you can maneuver him like so. But after all that, still no sign of the missing pizza. If I were a Lego pizza, where would I be hiding? Just look through another small bag, and now I have a paperclip to add to the island of misfit toys. See, now like with this bag, I'm just kind of like gently looking through it without opening it, and I'm seeing the red studs I need to make the pizza, but I'm not seeing the pizza itself, and I'm not seeing the tan piece on the bottom that I need. So I decided to stop looking for the pizza for a moment and move on to the next advent calendar. And there's this policeman here that's missing a megaphone, and I found it. I know it's in this bag, and I also know this has got to be the most inefficient way to look for pieces. But you know what? I saw it. It was like right there. I don't think it's worth dumping this whole bag out just to get it. I'm going to have it in a moment. Just you wait. Yes, I got it. I knew it was in there, and I know this is like the most inefficient way to look for Legos, but I saw it earlier, so I just had to dive in for it. Alright, you are looking at 2 of 5 complete. Well, actually, this is just one of the advent calendars. The other one's on the shelf over there. But, oh man, that feels so good to have 2 of them complete. And I think at some point, I'm also going to do the same thing with my Star Wars advent calendars. I believe I only ever had 2 or 3 of them, but I definitely want to get the city stuff sorted out first. I wanted to make a joke about getting the band back together, but I realized I'm not getting the band back together. I'm putting the city together. I think a city comes before a band in terms of, events, in terms of importance. And this is one of those things that I must have modified when I was younger, and then I just always accepted it as fact that this is the way it came. I made this a red, yellow, and green stoplight because that makes sense, right? But actually what you're supposed to do is ditch this yellow here, take this green, and it's a red-green stoplight that also tells you the time, so that when the people in Lego City are driving and they know they're late to work, the stoplight that's keeping them from going will tell them so. I guess that's the way things work in Lego City, but according to the instructions, this is the way it should be. Another little thing, I would have never noticed that there's supposed to be a white 1x1 barrel on the back of his sleigh for some reason. Alright, it's the next day, and I went looking through some more pieces, and ultimately, I couldn't find much more. So I kind of have the advent calendar separated by year over here. One of them's still in that container. And this one is complete. This one I'm really proud of. This one is literally missing a criminal minifigure. This one in the bin is complete. This one is still missing that pizza. I just cannot find that pizza. And you know what else? I realized looking at this is probably like not the most exciting advent calendar. There really wasn't a whole lot of builds here. In hindsight, I'm very shocked. And then I've got one more on the top shelf here. And this was my first advent calendar, and I just kind of have it up here. And over here are the pieces for what I need left. I need to put out some wanted posters for a Lego pizza, or at least the dough. I need to find a good Lego baker that can make me some dough. This is the crowbar of the criminal that I cannot find, and this is the hat and the wrench of the mechanic. Was he abducted by aliens, or was he abducted by Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy? I'm not sure. Only time will tell. And this is the island of misfit toys. Another interesting thing to note is I figured out the mechanic's face and his hands got repurposed into this JFK minifigure for when I was building Call of Duty zombie mocks. So I think I'm done looking for those advent calendar pieces for a while. I feel like I put enough time into it. Hopefully the pizza turns up somewhere. I just kind of started cleaning up and I'm reusing the bin. I put some boxes in here, some bags of spare pieces, and I also wanted to keep my Monster Fighter sets handy because come October, I definitely want to talk about them and put them on display, maybe do a couple videos about them, just to get in the spirit. I think next what I want to do is I want to take a look at that Lego contraption book that I found last time. So I don't think for now, but I definitely want to look through this book here, and I saw something on one of the first pages that I think I could use. This right here, they call it a Beaker Blender 3000. That looks exactly like the mechanism I could use for building a minifigure stand that rotates. So I think that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. Alright, I just finished making the Mark IV of the minifigure stand, and I just wanted to show off how smooth this looks. I am so happy with what I came up with here. And here's just Boba Fett to show him off once more. But if you want to see it, stay tuned because I think this is the best minifigure stand I've come up with yet. And the nice part is I'm so happy I was able to use what I have. And I didn't have to go out and get new pieces or use that new design that I kind of modified online. And here's what the result was. Alright, I literally could not stay away. I put the rest of the pieces back, and I just had another idea that literally fixed my problem. And I'm so happy I did it. So I moved the sides of it there in a little bit to the point where when this is braced against the table with both my hands, and I'm spinning it with two fingers, I can get a much more even spin. And it's such a minor improvement, but I think it made all the difference. And then I have these blocks here and these plates to give it some stability so that this doesn't wobble like back and forth too much. Oh man, this is when I'm in the zone, is when I know I just can't keep myself away from Lego. I'm having a really good week here. I'm so happy with this. Alright, it is Thursday and I wanted to show off a book I picked out. This is The Lego Neighborhood, and it's by Brian Lyles and Jason Lyles. And essentially this book has instructions in the back to show you how to build different modular buildings. And not just instructions, but it is also a good guide on how to translate different architectural styles into Lego. And it's pretty neat in the way it's laid out. this is what really got me interested in it when I was paging through it at the store, is just this table of contents here and seeing everything that it's going to talk about. How it goes from kind of explaining the design language of modulars to giving you tips on the design process. And then even down there, it has some tips on different kind of ways to build, different ways to translate the real world into the Lego world. And it's also going to be pretty neat. I can't wait to take a look at all of these interior builds. And I don't exactly want to use like the instructions in the back here and build what it says, but I want to use it as inspiration and almost like a blueprint that I can modify myself to make my own modulars. And lately on this channel, I've been doing a lot of these little weekly updates that I have unofficially named for myself AMBR Weekly, and I think those are going to end for a little while. I like the idea of it because they were very low stakes. I can kind of do updates on my progress and updates on my my Lego space. But now I have my Lego space pretty much how I want it. I have this nice table here where I'm going to be able to display. Right now I have the cantina and the castle. But I have a display space, I have shelves, I have my bricks organized, and I have a building space. So I'm very excited to just get into building. I think that's what I'm going to be focusing on moving forward for the next few weeks. Is I've got a lot of sets I want to build, both old and new, and I've got a lot of stud.io work to do as well. And I will definitely be using this book as I do that. So those of you who've tuned in for these kind of Lego housekeeping and almost Lego chore videos the past week or so, I appreciate you, and I hope you got some enjoyment out of it. There's a lot of YouTubers that I like to listen to ramble, or I'll put their videos on in the background just because I like what they talk about and I like their personality, and I hope, you know, you were able to enjoy those videos in that respect. So, until next time, thanks for watching.